Good morning. Now the hex part, determining whether a character is hex, is a little bit more complicated than the others, and I'm planning on making another function called isHex. So we've just used is not a number, and I'm going to go and create my own function that's checking on hex. So each character is going to be two characters when we come into our hex here. So we're going to write two characters in here so we can check on the length of that, and then we can check that each character could be between 0 to 9 and A to F. And if it's outside of that range, we want to determine it's not a hex number. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my Ascii table again, and here 0 is 48 and 9 is 57 and A is 65 and F is 70. So if they're outside of that particular range, I'm just going to say no, not having it. You're not part of the team. You're not part of the game, and I'm going to just dismiss you and send a message to say you're not hex. So I've got my functions all in a space up here. So this is my last function just before my navigation. So I'm going to create one. So here's my function. I'm going to pass it an argument, a property, parameter, lots of words I've heard called for this, and this is going to be called is hex. Okay, so is hex, and here's my number. So I'm going to use my old friend, the variable hexa. Okay, and because I've been a twonk earlier on in this video, I'm going to set hex b up at the same time, and inside hexa I want the first character of the two that's been passed. So before it even gets to this point, we're going to check, is it only two characters? Okay, so what am I going to do with this one? I'm going to take a substring, okay, and I'm going to get the substring, and I'm just going to take the first digit of that substring, and then I'm going to use my command. I'm going to just put in an N in for now, just as a place one. But can you remember char code at? Okay, so char code at bracket 0, and I don't need my substring. And what I've got going on here is it's going to take the first character, it's going to turn it into an Ascii code and store it under hex A, and I'm going to do exactly the same for hex B. Okay, and I'm going to open bracket, and this time I want character number 1. I press enter, and those are going to be stored into there. So what I want to determine, I want to return a true or false. Are they hex numbers true? Are they not? In which case it's a false. So I'm going to use my if command here, and I'm very simply going to put it into here, and I'm going to ask, is this number lower than 48? All right, or is it bigger than 70? So I've got an or in here, so I'm going to take my or just here, and I'm going to say is oh no, I need a less than, don't I? Here's my less than. Is hex A less than 48? Okay, and if it is, we're going to return a false. Or if hex A is greater than 70, we want to return a false. So we're going to come into here, going to get a function, all right, and we just return false. It's got to be lowercase. All right, if we go back to here, we can see we've got all of these funny ones here as well. So we need to get rid of these. Anything that's above 57 and less than 65. So above 57, less than 65. Well, we can do that with another simple if statement. So let's go with the if again. And this time we're going to have an and in the middle. So here's our and. And this time we're looking if hex A is greater than 57 and hex A is less than 65. Okay, and if it is greater than 57 and less than 65, one of those funny ones I just showed you just now, then we also want to return a false.